Well, hello everybody. This is Mark Comfort. I like to say it's not Webinar Wednesday, it's Travel Tip Tuesday. How about this? We'll combine those. It's Webinar Tuesday. Hey, granted it's the end of March. Baseball season's ready. A lot of good things are happening. Spring is coming. This part of the country, lilies are popping up and the grass is getting green. And I think maybe even more important than that to all of us in the travel world is some very, very good things are happening. And I encourage you to stay tuned to these webinars that we do, like the one we're doing tonight with Regent Seven Seas Cruise Lines, one of our favorite small ship luxury cruise lines. But we're going to be doing webinars throughout the month of April. And I think, as you'll hear tonight, you're going to hear a lot of things that will be coming about literally week by week that started 2 weeks ago when Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises announced that they were going to begin ocean cruising again in the Caribbean. Royal Caribbean out of Bermuda and the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas, and Celebrity out of St. Martin's. Crystal Cruise Lines has joined in on that. They will be out of Nassau. That is really good news. So, in essence, if the CDC is not going to let the cruise lines cruise out of the start off from the United States of America, guess what? Cruise lines have said 13 months, 14 months, enough's enough. We can prove that we will keep people safe. We're going to start cruising and we'll prove it to you. So good for them if you want to know how I feel. Good for them. And I'm happy about this. There's a lot of people that want to get back to cruising. We have had unparalleled business the last, since the first of the year. This month, March, is a record month for us, which I'm so happy to say. February, same way, and January, same way. Actually, we saw the beginning of this trend of the people that said enough's enough in 2021. I want to get a vacation planned, and I'm going to go on vacation sometime in the very near future. We have had these all-inclusive resort customers going to Mexico, going to the Dominican Republic, going to Jamaica, going throughout the Caribbean. And I personally have been to several of these places, and they're not 100% occupied. Most of them are at 60% maximum capacity. Social distancing is not a problem, and the safety protocols have been the best ever. So I mean, I'm one to explain that I've seen it work. I know it'll work, and I know it'll work with the cruise lines. They've had, unfortunately, a full year and have spent millions upon millions of dollars to put safety protocols in place to make sure you and the people that cruise on their lines will be safe. Now back to the business trends. Lots and lots of bookings, lots of ocean cruise bookings. And granted, some of them are not till the latter part of this year. Many of them are 2022 and 2023. We've actually sold more world cruises in the last 3-4 months than we have in the last 30 years. Think about that. Think about that. People want their vacation. People need their vacation. People who are comfortable in traveling, maybe they've got their vaccine. I just read today over 140 some odd million people have had at least one vaccine. I think that's phenomenal, and it's going to get better and better and better, and more people are going to feel more and more comfortable. The other trend we're seeing, which is what why I asked Jared to be on this webinar tonight, is there is absolutely no doubt the statistics, our bookings show it, and I hear this from everybody. Small luxury, all-inclusive, the more all-inclusive, the better, but the small luxury ocean cruise ships are definitely what people are wanting when it comes to the world of ocean cruising. Just by the simple nature of there's less people on board, right? The simple nature of there's more public space, the rooms are bigger, they're suites in many cases, and that's what people are wanting. Now, saying that, I so strongly suggest to you that if you are thinking about vacationing, on an ocean cruise in, especially on a line like what we're going to talk about tonight, Regent Seven Seas Cruises in 2022 or 2023. Seriously, I would encourage you to be making your plans and decisions as soon as you can. And then Jared's going to tell you tonight there's a reason why you should be making your plans like tomorrow. So with that said, let me just introduce my friend and the representative from Regent Seven Seas Cruises who calls on us at Cruise Holidays of Kansas City, Mr. Jared Evans. And Jared, welcome. I appreciate you so much taking the time out. I know you've got a little one at home, so you're learning how to be dad, right? And thanks for taking the time out tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark. It's been great. During this time too, especially with the little one, watching her grow up has really been fantastic. And, I guess that's the silver lining in this whole thing. Of course, I'd rather be out there welcoming guests on board our ships and, out visiting with you all and travel partners around the community. But, here's where we are. And we're just excited to get back to returning to cruising. And like I said, just welcoming, new guests and past guests back to their home away from home. And we're really excited and seeing everything that's rolling out with the other cruise lines and what their plans are and where they're going. And to your point earlier, Mark, it's a long awaited time. It's finally time to see something moving. And, I can speak on behalf of the Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings family. The month of April, it's going to be an exciting month. And I encourage, everyone to keep their ears open. And of course, I know you and your team at Cruise Holidays will certainly be the first one to tell everyone of the latest and greatest news as soon as our family is able to release that.
Hey, Jared, can I interrupt a second and make sure our audience knows that the Norwegian Cruise Line Holding Company consists of three different lines. Norwegian Cruise Line, which is in their, let's call it their mass market or budget line. There's Oceana, which is their upscale line from Norwegian Cruise Line. And then their luxury line is Regent Seven Seas Cruises, which we're hearing from tonight. So when Jared talks about the Norwegian Cruise Line Holding Company, it's those three companies. So Jared, go ahead. I apologize.
No, absolutely. Thanks for bringing that up. And that's the thing. It's a great thing to be owned by such a great parent company as Norwegian Cruise Line. We're fortunate enough, and we've been fortunate enough during this whole time to go out and raise all this additional capital that we've been able to secure. That's, to your point, billions and billions of dollars to put us in the position that we are, to be able to operate and resume cruising safely and healthy when we feel the time is right. And, honestly, I couldn't be more excited, with the team and how we've done this and everything through all of this, in our partnering with the Royal Caribbean family. We actually worked together and created what we called our Secure Safety and Health Panel, which allowed us to basically put together best practices and how we, the cruise industry, two of the big cruise lines, with Royal Caribbean and Norwegian, to come together and say, CDC, this is how we plan to do it. Of course, they're in the process of reviewing and all of this. And to your point earlier, Royal Caribbean just finally came out and they said it right away, with or without them, we're moving forward. We feel that we have a safe and healthy plan. Our team was led by Dr. Scott Gottlieb, very well trusted professional in this industry. As many of you have seen on the news through this entire pandemic, he led our team in this charge to develop these plans. So we feel very comfortable with what we're doing and what we plan to do going forward when we do resume this cruising. So let's just jump right in and talk about where we're going to go next, and we'll cover a little bit of the basics, but we'll start here. And we touched obviously on the of course the safety and health type issues and where we're sitting right now, but let's jump into the presentation and about the Regent experience overall and what you can expect with small luxury ocean cruising. So the Regent experience, we break it down into four pillars, if you will. starting with exploration, service, suites, and cuisine. So what does each of those mean, and what does it mean to you as the customer? From the exploration side, it talks about, and we'll touch a little bit on it, how we're getting you to the ship, to explore that destination. Well, we're taking you there on intercontinental flights. If you're flying over the pond, you're in business class with Regent. Once you get to the ships and you are off the ships and you are exploring within these destinations to immerse yourself, we're taking you in, more smaller group type tours. So we have those options available to you to tour once you are ashore. We've also have what we call our Smart Guide app, which was actually in development pre-COVID, and it allows you to listen to the tour guide through your smartphone or device, through your own headset, whether it's Bluetooth or headphones or earbuds or whatever you have. So you don't need to be that close. You're able to socially distance yourself, not only on board, but also ashore. And Mark, you touched on it earlier, carrying only 750 guests with 54,000-ton ships. We talk about that space to guest ratio on there, so it allows you to also socially distance yourself, the spacious balconies, the additional deck space, the pool deck with, plenty of room with additional lounge chairs for you to lay out, and being able to go to any of these public spaces, multiple restaurants for you to enjoy. So all of that kind of comes together and creates the Regent experience, or what we call our Unrivaled experience. And then the service. I mean, without doubt, it's the service on board. It's the crew. They're there to welcome you when you step on board with that glass of champagne and say that you're at your home away from home. The accommodations, they're all suites. Separate bedroom, separate living area. We'll take a look at some of these accommodations and photos, but honestly, it starts at 300 square feet. You have a separate living room, separate bedroom, 50 square foot balcony minimum, marble appointed bathroom, and full walk-in closets. It's really everything that you enjoy in the comfort of your own home, you actually have on board the ships. And then the cuisine. I mean, what great cruise is without the cuisine. That's what we go and we enjoy different foods around the world, and we have these wonderful chefs that are able to prepare these meals for you. So many different options on board, and we'll kind of touch on those as well. Then it all comes together with the inclusive amenities. So yes, Regent, of course, is going to be at a higher price point than some of these other cruise lines, and we'll go through the value comparison and how that demonstrates and how we articulate that message through our travel partners, and they're able to work with you and show you what's important to you, where you can, pull credits from, or what you need included. You're able to customize your vacation basically to your wants and your needs. And that's truly the great thing about Regent. And, we'll touch on a couple of these items, but you can see the full list of inclusions. It's our goal to continue to add more and more free amenities within these cruise fares that we offer. And we touched on the business class air and the shore excursions, but then you go down to unlimited beverages, including fine wines and spirits. This is not just at dinner or with meals and things like that. This is any time throughout the duration of your cruise. You have what you want, when you want, where you want. You get to indulge. It's your vacation. You choose to enjoy it how you wish. And then, of course, gratuities and all of that. And we included free valet laundry service now as a new inclusion. Kind of came about during this whole, pandemic that we're in. Those laundrettes, sharing and using the same cleanings, and it's such a small quarters area, but now we've included valet laundry service. So you can just send your clothes off. They'll press. They'll wash your clothes, bring them back with our butlers, and of course your stewardess. So it's a really nice amenity to have in terms of inclusions. We talked about the business class. I mean, just picture yourself right here as you're, flying over to the Baltics or over to the Med or wherever you're traveling, Australia, New Zealand. I mean, there's no better way to do it than, of course, in business class accommodations. And then I touched on the shore excursion program. I mean, when you look at each itinerary, there's over, approximately 50 shore excursions that are included. Then there's also another tier, which we call Regent Choice Excursions, which are going to have a little bit more of a additional cost, maybe the float planes or the helicopters or something like that if you're in Alaska. And then small group tours. The only reason for the small group tours, we need to source many different, those Sprinter type vans but you tour with 16 guests or less. The fee is like, I don't know, $29 or something additional. The tour with 16 guests or less. Normally a tour capacity is around 40, so it's about half the amount that you would normally tour in. Again, we're a small ship, luxury cruise line. We don't fill our buses full. We want everyone to enjoy the accommodations that we have to offer. So destinations, where are we taking you? Well, we can go to over 450 different destinations worldwide. So truly, wherever your compass points you, we're able to take you there. To Mark's point earlier, seeing the demand for travel as we move forward here in this year of 21, but looking ahead at 22 and even into 23, our sailings are currently open through May of 2023, and they're filling up fast. They really are. We're actually scheduled to do another a price increase on April 1st. So I do encourage you to secure your bookings early. We have selected a few nice departures throughout the entire calendar with Cruise Holidays, where we're able to offer exclusive amenities, and we've guaranteed some of that pricing. But, it may not be one of those sailings that you have. So please do check with your cruise consultants and be able to secure your space and look at it. At least hold the option tomorrow. You still have a week to decide, but at least you're securing the pricing, which is a great thing there as well. On some of those dates, and I'll touch on it at the end of the presentation, we've included a exclusive offer with Cruise Holidays, which if the date does go up in price, or you were late to book, or you told your friends about it and they were late, we've actually added some discounts that we can apply. So hopefully that'll subsidize some of the cost of the fare increase if we get to that point. But basically, we have your back no matter what. We know times are busy right now and everybody's looking to travel. So where are we going to take you? And in this new collection that we offered, there's over 150 or 148 voyages exactly, 17 new ports of call that we included in 5 grand voyages. So just kind of a quick snapshot of where the ships are going to be and where they're going. The 7 Seas Splendor, our newest ship in the fleet, will spend the summer 22 season in Northern Europe and in the Med. And in the winter, it will do a couple Panama Canal transits. Voyages are 7 to 10 nights. So we're really excited about that. Explorer, which is the sister ship of the 7 Seas Splendor, her summer 22 season is spent entirely in the Med. Her winter season will go to the Australia, New Zealand, and Asia markets there, and we'll do a repositioning actually in the fall of October of 22, doing Istanbul to Dubai. So really exciting itineraries out there on both of these ships, of course, being the newest ones in our fleet. The 7 Seas Voyager will spend the summer 22 season in the Med and Northern Europe. Really heavy focus on Med and Northern Europe. Probably are some of our most popular destinations. I mean, it's simple. It's all about the value. The business class air, the shore excursions included, so much to see, so much to do. It really all kind of comes together. So you'll see a lot of those type of itineraries. But additionally, on the exotic side, the Voyager is going to be doing some of Africa's west coast, a couple Cape Town round trip voyages. And then in January of 23, she'll begin her South America season there as well. The 7 Seas Mariner, that's going to be your cruises to Alaska for the summer of 22. 7-night voyages, Vancouver to Seward is what we operate, northbound, southbound. We also have a couple Mexican Riviera itineraries, a little bit different and, what we normally do, but they're LA round trip. They're 12-night, 10-night, and 9-night, respectively. So I do encourage you to look at those. Those will be more in the September, October timeframe, after she leaves Alaska and comes down the west coast. And then we'll transit over to South America and then begin her world cruise in 23 on January 7th. And then the 7 Seas Navigator, which is the smallest ship in our fleet, carrying 450 guests. She's going to focus on some Northern Europe, also some Canada, New England, some Amazon, and some Caribbean. So wherever your compass points you, we're able to take you there. We're able to put you on whichever ship you are looking for and where you want to go. The fleet, as I mentioned, you can see the capacity here. These are the 4 ships that we would call just in the normal fleet, and then, of course, the 7 Seas Splendor, so we'll highlight that one separately. But to give you an idea of some of these luxurious suites that we offer on board, I'll just kind of flip through to give you a taste of First, the Seven Seas Explorer and the Regent Suite, which is the top suite on the the Seven Seas Explorer, over 4,000 square feet of pure luxury. So again, it ranges from 300 square feet to that 4,000 square foot range. There's something for everyone, no matter what you're looking for. Here's a master suite on the Seven Seas Navigator, the living area, and this is our penthouse suites on the Voyager. And you can see, very spacious, separate living room, separate bedroom. You have your television, your in-suite mini bar. You're able to, enjoy on your balcony. You can dine out there as well. The Seven Seas suite on the Mariner here is a great shot. This is a Seven Seas aft suite. So these balconies face off the back of the ship. Again, beautiful accommodations there. Public spaces we kind of talked about. This is something new for us. On the Explorer and also on the Splendor is our Culinary Arts Kitchen. Look at this, floor-to-ceiling glass windows, 18 individual cooking stations. You can sign up for these classes for an additional cost, but you're in there with one of our executive chefs doing these cooking demonstrations, these cooking classes. It's a really fun, unique type experience, and our guests really enjoy spending time there. Talk about another place some people enjoy, some more than others, I guess, the spa. The spa is a wonderful place to use some of those nice shipboard credit amenities that we pass along with booking through cruise holidays. Again, you can use those credits in the spa as well. So we look for you to enjoy the spa on board our ships. Library, if you just want to get away in a little cozy, quiet area, read a book. This is available on all of our ships. We have a library available. This is just kind of a look at the reception, kind of give you an idea of how spacious it is in a small luxury cruise ship. It's got everything that the big ships have, everything just in a smaller scale. In terms of dining, we have up to 3 specialty restaurants. Those specialty restaurants, there's no charges for dining. Just reservations are required. We allow our guests to reserve 1 reservation in advance per restaurant. And then if you want to go for additional nights, you can speak with the maitre d' on board for each of those restaurants, and they will get you set up as long as we have availability and everybody is allowed a chance in there. So this is a shot of the Pacific Rim, which is our Pan-American Asian type fusion restaurant on board the Seven Seas Explorer. This particular restaurant is only on the Explorer and on the Splendor. So if you're looking for that Asian fusion feel, the Explorer and the Splendor would be your 2 options there. The Navigator, this is a shot of Sede Mare, which is going to be available on all ships. This is an open-seated dining restaurant. It's available to dine outdoors as well on the back balcony. So you have that option as well, depending on the weather, of course, and the destination that you're in and the time of the year that you're there. Chartreuse is going to be on the Explorer and, of course, the Splendor, and is also on the Mariner and Voyager. It's it's just not on the Seven Seas Navigator, but this would be our French cuisine. So chartreuse is available to all of our guests there as well. Compass Rose is the main dining room that's available on all ships. Really my favorite restaurant overall, just simply because you have the option of, dining with 8 of your closest friends or family, or tables of 2. We can accommodate whatever request there really is. But the menu, it's so extensive. It's able to be customized. There's a whole left side of the menu. You can customize it. You choose whatever kind of meat you're looking for, or vegetarian. We have those options available. And then you pair it with the sauce, and then, of course, your side. And then there's the chef prepared side of the menu, which is what they're serving for the night. So just all about choice is really what I enjoy there in Compass Rose. And then Prime 7, steakhouse, right? We're talking about, I'm born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska. And of course, talking to you folks neighboring me in Kansas City there, we all know about a good steak. So Prime 7 is superior. It passes all of my tests there. I certainly do enjoy it with all the USDA prime beef that they have. Just huge. Surf and turf. It's just amazing. So we have that available on all of our ships. So enjoy Prime 7 Steakhouse. And then the pool bar. Nice to just go sit up there and enjoy when sailing at sea, or even a night before you go to dinner. this is available to you. As you can see, they're very spaced out, these seating at the bar. This is all done before we hit the socially distanced lifestyle. But again, the space that we have on board the ships is really the importance there. As I talked about the Splendor, she came in 2020. We know what happened. She made one revenue cruise, and then, of course, everything hit. So we're really excited to get her back out into the water and welcome all of our guests on board the Splendor. It is going to be the sister ship of the Explorer, as I mentioned. These are just some of the numbers here, as you can see, that we've kind of talked about. 55,000-ton ship, crew-to-guest ratio of 1 to 1.4, 750 guests. That's all we're going to be. But here's a couple shots of these accommodations. You can see the penthouse suite, separate bedroom, separate living area, pocket doors to create that separation. So if you got a snorer, you can kick them out into the living room, shut the door, you're good to go. The superior suites, these are also concierge suites. Now I want to focus here, as you can see, where the bed is. That whole wall behind the bed there is a walk-in closet. That's the full length of the walk-in closet right there. On the other side of that is going to be the bathroom. This bathroom is going to have, as you see here, a tub and shower combination. On the other side of that shower tub is a glass enclosed shower. So you have a glass enclosed shower, you have a tub shower combo. So you take a bath or take your shower, and then look at the double vanity here. Look at the drawer space. I mean, there's so much storage available here. It doesn't look like this should belong on board a ship. It's like a boutique hotel almost, if you will, or the comforts that you have in your own home, as I mentioned earlier. And these would be our deluxe veranda suites. So this would be the lead-in category, of course. I mean, this is perfect. It's 300 square feet. You have the spacious balcony. And then the bathroom is the only difference here is you're going to have the single floating vanity with a glass enclosed shower. Still, look at the marble appointments. Beautiful, beautiful, pure luxury, pure elegance, just wonderful. And, you know, I get excited about this because it's bathrooms, right? It's like there is an award, and we have won it for best bathrooms at sea. So I tell you, there's some category out there for all cruise ships and all cruise lines. So we do take pride in all of that. The last thing I want to touch on before we go into our exclusive offer, of course, I've shown you all of these wonderful pictures, and you probably expect this in a luxury cruise line. I've told you all the fantastic inclusions, but at the end of the day, it's all about price and it's all about decision making. And this is where, you know, the counselors at Cruise Holidays and myself, we work together, and this is kind of our bread and butter, is showing you what's important in the options that you have. Every cruise line is fantastic. It's just the experience that you want. Do you want to sail with hundreds? Do you want to sail with thousands? Do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? Do you want it all inclusive? Do you want it a la carte? You know, and that's where they do a wonderful job at catering to your needs. So this is where we work together and demonstrate and articulate the message of value and the overall value with Regent 7C. So we put together what we call our value comparison chart that we have here. And as you can see, when looking at these price points, you know, you have a 7-night sailing, our suite size, 300 square feet. You compare that with other luxury lines and then even premium lines. You look at our lead-in price point, as I mentioned, it's going to be higher. In the case of a premium cruise line, it's double. But when you look at the airfare, this says business air, but we're doing Alaska, so it is just economy air. The business class air is included, as I mentioned, on the over water portion. So we have the economy air included. These are what you would pay additionally. And then the transfers, the shore excursions. And at the end of the day, you add it all up. Look at these price points. It's about the same. The per diems, spends per day. But there again, you're sailing with 3,200 people. Even on the other lines, you got 527. But then you look at the price point, you're paying about $1,000 more. But you have everything included. So again, this is an Alaska comparison there. The med comparison, same thing. But look, now we include the business class air. Now you add on these business class costs, you know, for paying additional for them with these other cruise lines. And then you add everything up. And look at this one. I mean, at the end of the day, you're still going to come out much better. So it's, again, it's all about understanding and learning and where the value is and what's important to you. some of this may not be for you, or this may not be the right time for you to take this type of vacation because you want to do something else. But I guarantee you at some point you're going to get to this point where this is going to be the experience, whether it's a milestone birthday, a special anniversary. You're taking the whole family to Alaska, for example. We have a lot of families that do that. So I just encourage you to look at it all over. And again, don't be scared of the price point, because within that price point is going to be so much more that we can uncover for you and show you that value proposition and what it means to you. The last thing I'll leave you with is our exclusive offer that we are doing here with Cruise Holidays at Kansas City. This is going to be exclusive for 2 weeks. Like I said, if pricing goes up, on April 1st, basically April 1st through April 15th, I'm going to be able to secure these additional discounts for you. If you are fortunate to book tomorrow and get in at the lower pricing, whichever one's better, we'll figure it out and see which is the best way for these pricings to come out for you. But essentially what it is our onboard savings program. So since no one is booking on board, because we have no one traveling on board, we extend this discount, the discount solely to our guests that are booking with, our great travel partners within these 2-week periods. So any cruise that's 0 to 14 days, and it lists by category, whether you're here, this is all going to be per person discounts right here listed, and then it's by the length of cruise. So up to $2,000 savings if you take a 30-plus night cruise, just for booking within these next 2 weeks. And again, I encourage you, if some of your friends were not able to join this session, and you think this is of interest to them, please share it. We'll extend this discount to them as well for the next 2 weeks. So just want you to all be aware, of course, of these additional savings, these exclusive amenities, and what we can do for you and through Cruise Holidays with Regent 7 Seas Cruises. So that wraps up my portion of speaking. And I know it's a lot to absorb, of course, but you can tell it's the passion, it's the excitement to even get back to talking about welcoming guests on board. It really fires me up, and I'm really excited to work with Cruise Holidays and get you your next vacation reserved, and we can't wait to welcome you on board. Turn it over to you, Mark.
Jared, thank you very, very much. And I'll tell you, I was looking at that 30+ days, and there's probably a lot of people looking at this going, oh my gosh, I don't know about that. Well, as I told you earlier, not only have we sold more world cruises, which are normally defined as 100 days or longer, we've also sold more over 30-day cruises than we've ever done. And honest to goodness, I think a lot of it, Jared, is that some people maybe they're used to the 20, 21-day, 25-day trips or whatever, and they didn't get to do that in 2020, and maybe they're not going to get to do that in 2021. So they're saying, hey, so I'm going to make up for it. I'm going to get to see the part of the world that I want. I'm going to spend my kids' inheritance. I've earned it. I deserve it. And they're booking 40, 50, 60-day cruises all the time, left and right. And I think the thing that we have to make sure our audience understands, Jared, which is another reason why I wanted to do this event tonight, is that, listen, first of all, we don't know for sure how much availability there's going to be in 2022 or 2023. There's so many things that we still don't know. Maybe when we're allowed back in, the CDC or whoever it is that the cruise lines have to abide by their policies, is maybe they'll only allow, like the all-inclusive resorts in Mexico and Jamaica, Dominican Republic started at 30% maximum capacity. Now they're up to 60% maximum capacity. And as they show they can keep people safe, they're going to be allowed to have more capacity. Well, I say that all to say to you, at this point in time, there's limited availability to start out with. And if you wait too much longer, there will be less availability. The cabin accommodations that you want, as Jared, as you said, for that special anniversary, for that milestone birthday, for that retirement whatever it might be, or that just because I need a vacation, you're going to be spending more money to do that if you wait. So we're saying to you, with all these great book with confidence programs that all these cruise lines, especially Regent, Seven Seas, they do it right. They take care of their customers. That's why they get so many repeat passengers. And also then we can help you with the cancel for any reason insurance. We understand there's a lot of what ifs going on. We understand that. And our job is to help take the risk away from making a decision now for a future vacation. We totally get that. But we also want you to weigh that with the fact that if you wait too long, you're either going to pay more or you're not going to be able to get either the destination or whatever it is, accommodations that you're looking for. Because again, if you tuned in late, what I said to begin this program, we've seen this just since the beginning of this year, that there's still a lot of money in the marketplace and people are doing it right. People are wanting their ocean cruise vacation to be on smaller ships. They're wanting them to be on more luxurious ships. They're wanting to have longer vacations. And we're seeing it. It's just a trend that's a fact. I'm talking to all my peers over the country. They're saying the same thing. Jared tells us that's the way the booking trends at Regent are on a daily basis. So you don't have to believe us if you don't want, but the vacation business right now is tremendously strong. Jared, let me ask you this. In our 32 years, Mimi and I owning Cruise Holidays of Kansas City and Comfort Tours and Travel, I don't think there has ever been a time with all the unbelievable new policies, policy changes, policies from the vendors, policies from the countries, all of these policies that change, by the way, very rapidly. I don't think there's ever been a more important time for the consumer as to who they make their vacation decision to help them plan their vacation. Do you agree with that statement?
Absolutely. I mean, you heard it there. I mean, you need to be able to working with a consultant is going to be able to guide you and tell you, what it is that, everything continues to change, and us working together and knowing these policies and being able to work with your partners such as myself and get, all the information clear and concise. I mean, let's be honest, you can try to book things on your own, and there's so much more. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Working with Cruise Holidays has been, it's been fantastic. I mean, we stay up on top of all of the changes, and I know you all are dealing with every single cruise line and resort and, whatever it is. You're such a wealth of knowledge that it's a breath of fresh air to be working with such a great travel partner. That's for sure.
Well, and not only we have such incredible buying power with Regent Seven Seas Cruises, Jared, you know that, our parent company, we do a lot. Cruise Holidays Kansas City, we're a top producer with Jared, but we're also part of a consortium called Travel Leaders that is the largest volume cruise seller as a consortium in the world, and then we're part of that, and that gives us even bigger and better buying power. And then, we have the contacts, and Jared knows this, I probably shouldn't say, but every now and then, well, let's just say when I can't get a hold of Jared, because he always does what I ask him to do, don't you, Jared? But when I can't get a hold of him, I know his bosses and his boss's boss. And
yeah.
Sometimes have to ask them for help too.
Yeah, and that's what it is, though. It's all, we consider you as part of the family too. So it's not, it's great to be in business and in partnership, and that's really the big thing is partnership, right? It's the powers that you have, whether it's the additional amenities through Travel Leaders, whether it's the group amenities that we secure together, you and I, to waive the secondary gateway fees from Kansas City, or the shipboard credit amenities that we throw on, or booking these group spaces before fares increase. These are all benefits to you as the consumer that you don't have otherwise, right? So working together and working as a partnership, we've been able to create and do all of this together to give you the greatest value out there, the customer. for booking with Cruise Holidays Kansas City.
Well, we most certainly appreciate that. We appreciate our relationship. And I'm so glad you put up that one slide, Jared, that shows the end cost of the vacation for the consumer. And when they add everything into it, how many times Regent Seven Seas Cruises is a better value on a per day basis than the other lines. And sometimes I think those examples that you showed where you compared yourself, Regent, with everything included to some of the other ones. For example, listen, I've been to Alaska 16 times, and I think I've spent $637 on shore excursions in 2 stops, not just over the week or the week-long cruise. So my point being, having everything included, and I say everything, most everything, is a huge deal. People like that. People don't like to be nickeled and dimed. And Jared, I have to say, I think this is the other thing we're going to see, that business class air over the waters that you have over the oceans. It's my belief when international travel comes back in Europe and Asia, South America open up, all that, I think we're going to be seeing a huge demand for people that will be wanting business class air. And to have that included with Regent, honestly, is a tremendous value. So, and by the way, the laundry service, like it or not, that's a big deal. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, just think about it. I mean, you arrive, right? In any, you're in a couple days in your cruise, you want to send off, you packed, right? And you wanted to dress up, whatever it is, you can literally just send it off to get your shirts pressed and sent back. Like, pressing's included, laundry service, it's all included. So, I mean, it's just great to have and to be available to you as just another included amenity.
Well, we appreciate that. And we, of course, for the longest time have been explaining to our customers when they're looking at different options, what the end final cost of their vacation will be versus what the starting cost looks like it'll be, because many cases, those are two very, very different things, as you pointed out in that chart.
Well, I mean, you think about it. I mean, in many cases, people spend more to get off the ship than they did to get on the ship. And, if you think about it too, oftentimes, if you're on these cruise lines where you are being nickel and dime or you have to pay as you go, nothing wrong against that. But the last memory, the last thing you take away before you leave that ship is settling up that onboard bill, right? So that bill comes to you, you see what you spent during that time. That's your last takeaway. That's your last experience. Whereas, on Regent Seven Seas, most of it, as we said, most everything is included. You're not going to see the bill from the casino, right? But you do have to pay for that separately. But you don't have to see that bill, right? So it's going to be minimal in comparison when you're settling up your account at the end, as opposed to some of these other cruise lines out there. Again, don't get me wrong, all fantastic experiences. I love the cruise industry. But, at the end of the day, having that all-inclusive and not having to worry about experiencing just hassle-free, worry-free, and just enjoying your vacation and not having to think about the extras is just a wonderful feeling when you're on board.
Agreed. And Jared, you know us, we always do what's best for the customer. If Regent Seven Seas is not the best fit for the customer at that particular time for what they're looking for, we will match them up with what is best for them. And again, we know that there are a lot of people that as life goes on, they maybe were a little frugal, and that's perfectly fine. That's why a lot of people, when they retire, have enough money to do some nice vacations. And that's when the opportunity comes about for us to share with them what kind of value Regent Seven Seas Cruises is. And the other thing I think I'd like to point out, Jared, that we didn't really say, we insinuated it, but I want to say it. Because these ships are smaller than a lot of the big ocean cruise ships out there, these ships can get in closer to the destination, say St. Petersburg, Russia, for example. They can get to ports of call, smaller ports of call that the other big ships cannot get to. Or if they get to, they have to tender way away where it's deep enough, for them to go. So, Jared, there's again a lot of times for the well-traveled that have unique destinations that they want to experience, that the destination will help make the choice, and that's what we at Cruise Holidays will do and have been doing for 32 years. And having those extra dollars of shipboard credit, to your point, I doubt if anybody ever leaves their ship without all of that, because I know there's people like my wife that could spend all of it in the spa and not save anything for me to spend it on.
Yeah, totally. And if you do happen to have something left over, I always say it's always nice to bring your personal travel consultant home a nice little gift, right? They were thinking about you when you're on board.
That you can buy in the gift shop. Yeah, that's right. Hey, Jared, let me just say, are there any other questions I forgot to ask people? You can put in the chat box if you have any questions, but I don't know whether you've received any questions or whether there's anything you want to address that you get asked quite a bit from the customer's point of view.
I haven't seen anything come through in the chat box itself, but obviously the big talk, of course, is, well, when you're going to resume cruising? And I wish I had the crystal ball for the exact dates, and all of that continues to change. But even on that side, what's going to be required, and what measures are we taking, and that sort of thing. And as I kind of alluded to earlier, with the working with Royal Caribbean family, the best practices and things that we put together, what to expect from the new world of cruising. We talk about the socially distanced. The great thing is all of our ships now have been, well, not the great thing, they've been out of service right now, but they're still being operated, with upgraded the air filtration systems that, the airlines have done. All of this wonderful stuff. You're going to see, staggered embarkation. And, when we're talking about, just smaller cruise line, less people, when we talk about embarkation processes, whether it's to get on the ship or whether you're going to shore or taking tenders or, all of that's going to be in a smaller groups, and you have less people on Regent. So it's going to take less time, which means you're going to spend more time in these ports enjoying them. Whereas some of the bigger ships, they're going to spend more time getting people off and back on the ship, because they have to be socially distant. That's going to take away from your experience time ashore. So think about the big picture and all of that, and how it's going to work, and how we're going to operate. Aside from that, I think the Royal Caribbean family did come out in terms of their requirements. I'm not certain the full extent of it. I would assume I think they said something about vaccinations. You can, confirm with me what they're.
Yeah, and by the way, listen, a lot of times it's not the cruise line that will be making the decision of what's required. It's the countries that the cruise lines go in or out of. And the early stages out of the Bahamas or Bermuda, Royal Caribbean is saying that the people have to be vaccinated to go. Well, again, that is more than likely a policy from the country. And by the way, personally, I don't know this to be true. I would expect that will happen in Europe and maybe even Asia, where that's the easiest, safest thing to do. And of course, that will allow things to happen much quicker if they say just people that have had that have been vaccinated. Now, I don't expect that to stay for real long. I think that's going to happen to get cruising going again sooner than later. And then as the cruise lines show they can keep people safe, then things will open up. We've had a very good model from our friends at Globus Family of Brands. They have already stated internationally they have to abide by the countries that they go to. But their policies from Globus will be the threefold options. One is vaccinated. Two is a negative COVID test within 72 hours before you go. And three is a note or letter from your doctor saying you've had COVID and you've recovered. So I fully expect that will be the way almost everybody will be. How far down the line, I don't know. And that's why I say I think it's really important to tune into these webinars I do that radio show every Saturday on 710 KCMO Talk Radio, where called Vacation Views, where we talk about the newest trends. And I fully expect this month, this upcoming month of April, to be, well, I think there's going to be more news about openings and news about what countries are going to allow than maybe we've had in 13 months. So April's going to be a very, very busy month, but we do know this. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Crystal. I fully expect you guys, Jared, and the rest of your family, the Norwegian Cruise Line Holding Company. I would expect the Carnival Corporation and other companies to be announcing things here in the very, very near future. And I'm talking about in the month of April as to when and where they will be cruising to. And then they'll be talking about their policies as to what their policies are. So lots of stuff going on. A lot of people have future vacation credits. And if you have that, remember, you can spend that with us, even if you got it from somebody else. If we'd like to earn your business. Jared, I told my staff this 8 to 10 months ago when we were going through all this horrible stuff in March, April, and May, about a year ago, when hold times were 4 and 5 hours, and the vendors did not have clear-cut policies, and it was very confusing on the websites. You couldn't find out if you were able to get a refund, or you had to take a future vacation credit, or whatever it was. And so we have so many people that had booked direct or booked with the big online agencies like Expedia and Travelocity, Priceline, Costco, those companies, and man, we're seeing a lot of those people say, I don't want to do that anymore. That was miserable, and I'm not going to do that. So they're trusting their vacation with us because we are a professional vacation specialist. We do know the policies. We do have the firsthand experience to help you match you up with what is exactly right or what is the best for you on your vacation. And almost always we'll have as good a pricing, or a lot of times, like you've heard tonight, we'll have extra added values, whether it's shipboard credits or upgrades or whatever they might be. Jared waiving that secondary gateway city cost. Jared, what is that, $249 or $299 a person, what your normal secondary gateway city is?
Yeah, exactly. It's $249 per person for the secondary add-on. So $500 in value just right there off the bat. So, I mean, again, it's just something that you're not going to get at some of the other places, or even direct with Regent. So it's honestly the best value working through my friend at Cruise Holidays here. So.
Well, Jared, thank you so much. I know there's going to be a lot more questions. We seem to get a lot of people that watch these webinars, and they are these are recorded, they're podcasts, so you can tell your friends. Go to our website, cruiseholidayskc.com, and you can watch this webinar again at your leisure anytime. That's part of what we have available to you, or our counselors can send you a link and you can watch it that way, whatever you'd like. But we're here to help you with your next vacation or your future vacations. And I hope you will put Regent on your list, Regent 7 Seas Cruises. I've cruised on them, and I absolutely love the all-inclusive small ship luxury experience. It's I will tell you this, the one reason why Regent has so many repeat customers is because once you do experience that, and you experience it yourself, what kind of value it is. And as Jared said, how stress-free it is, that if you want to order that other drink or try something maybe that you didn't know if you'd like or not, so instead of having to pay for it, you've already paid for it. I used to say they're free, but then I was corrected, and somebody, a wise customer, told me, Mark, they're not free, they're prepaid. So they're
included.
My point very simply is, it's nice not to have the stress of having a bill for things after you leave the bar, after you go on tours or things like that, or when you're ready to get off the ship. Jared, thanks so much for joining me. you said it earlier, but we're probably going to hear some things from the Norwegian Cruise Line Holding Company as early as next week. Can I can I can I get you to shake your head yes or no?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, start when we get to April, within that first week, 2-week period right there, you're going to see things come right out the gate. So you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it first. It's coming. It's the dates continue to change, of course, but within that first week there, like you said, we're looking to make an announcement. We're hopeful that we can make the announcement, and whatever it is, wherever they're going, they're going to start and lay it out for us all, and then we'll see the rest of the family where we fall. So it's exciting. We just know that the family is soon to make an announcement, and we're really looking forward to it. And again, the number one thing that we're going to do is make sure we're doing it safely and healthy, and make sure our timing's right. And we feel that we're about there, and we'll be right behind the others, and go full steam ahead here and get this cruise industry back up and running.
Oh yeah, Mimi and I actually, when you were showing pictures of the Splendor, Mimi and I have our royal family trip in late July, going into August in the Baltic Seas area, and we know a lot of those decisions are not your call. That's the countries that we go to. It's going to be their call, but we're praying that goes through, and I guess we'll be finding out maybe here in the next, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it might be. Hopefully before that. Jared, thanks so much for joining me today. And by the way, you're in Dallas, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you a Texas Rangers fan, or are you Kansas City? You said you're from Omaha. They have the Omaha Royals up there. Are you Royals fan?
Oh, no. I'm a Royals fan. There's no doubt about that. I'm Royals. I'm Huskers, and for college football, of course, there have to be. And but the only Texas one I've fallen to is the Cowboys, and that was actually early in childhood. And but my entire family are all Chiefs fans. I can assure you that. My mother bleeds red, so she's definitely, and her whole side of the family. So I get it all the time, and I'm always rooting for the Chiefs when I'm not rooting for the Cowboys and they're not playing each other, which is not often as good as y'all have been.
Well, we appreciate
we've been.
Thanks for keeping our staff up to date. That's the one thing I want everybody watching. Jared is in communication with our staff all the time, that if there's new policies that come about, if there's new enhancements or whatever to their ships, we know about it. If there's promotions that come up, we'll know about it, and we'll pass that on to you. So, Jared, you do a fabulous job. You're a true professional. We appreciate you very, very much. Thanks for your time tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mark, and thank you everyone at Cruise Holidays. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to welcoming all your guests on board here in the near future. So thank you.
Yes, and again, if you want to find out about all those special dates that we held, we call them group rates. That doesn't mean much really, except for to us, but what that means is we've locked in this year's pricing for next year. So let us know, we can help you with that. And then don't forget those onboard credits. They add up and they're awfully nice. I guarantee you'll find something to spend that on, probably at the spa if you're like my wife. But again, we want to earn your business. You know what? The time is right. Things are coming back. Things are safe. People are getting vaccinated. I would ask you, if you have any questions or concerns at all, give us a call, please. We're open tomorrow from 9 to 5, 816-741-7417, or you can check us out online, cruiseholidayskc.com. But Mimi and I have kept our staff intact. I do want you to know we're financially strong enough. We have and will weather this storm, and I do believe that our business will get nothing but better and better and better, because there are a heck of a lot fewer full service professional travel agencies like us that are so very knowledgeable from our firsthand experience of being to these destinations, being on these kind of cruise ships, being in this industry for 32 years. We know what we're talking about, and we want to help you. We want to earn your business. I'll tell you too, we need your business. we're rebuilding our business is what Mimi and I call it. And that's fine. We built it from scratch 32 years ago. Right now we have 34,000 people that are on our database. That's a pretty good start to rebuild, I'd have to say. And I think most all of those people know that we are the type of people that you like and you'll trust, and that we have your best interest at heart. So we want to earn your business, and I thank you for that opportunity. Okay, with that said, Jared, I think you ought to go get that little girl and watch the NCAA Women's Championship. And then, you can show her what you look like a former athlete. Then the two big games are on tonight. Gonzaga playing USC, and then who is it? Houston,
UCLA and Michigan. UCLA and Michigan.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's a good night of basketball. Jared, thanks so much. I like talking vacations better than anything else, but go Kansas City Royals. You start on Thursday. Jared, take care. All the best.
Go well. Thank you, Mark.
Bye-bye.
Bye.